Hi, May. Thank you so much for joining me in this podcast episode. Really appreciate it. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, the pleasure is mine. Thank you. I'm doing absolutely fine. Although last weekend I was in a hospital and everything, but doing
Oh,
alhamdulillah really good. So yeah, love to have a conversation with you. I know like you built a couple of businesses. You originally from Egypt, you moved to Australia. It's quite a bit of journey for you. And yeah, like you mentioned earlier our conversation, like you dealt with depression, anxieties, aspect of mental health. So yeah, before we jump into like talking about depression, mental health, and dealing with the businesses, I'd love to know the fact like what actually made you move to Australia and starting a couple of businesses?
actually, I moved to Australia with my family.
Mhm.
I was a wife, so my husband and I decided to take the kids and go to Australia for better future.
Right.
And I wasn't thinking at all about like starting a business. Actually, my background was in marketing, yes, but I didn't um, had a job before. I was
Mm.
taking care of the kids all the time. So I didn't have in mind the idea that I would be a business owner one day. If you told me, May, you will be running two businesses in the future, I was like, he's crazy, like
Yeah.
it never came to my mind. So we stayed in Australia a couple of months until I realized that I had to take like a new qualification or to upgrade my own qualifications in order to have a job.
Hmm.
So I was completely passionate about wellness and eating healthy and losing weight because at that time I was 20 kilos more
Right.
and I dealt with emotional eating all of my life.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really aware that this is emotional eating, and I wasn't aware that this is depression that I was dealing with.
Mm.
So I was dieting as everyone else. Let's diet. I want to lose
Yeah.
weight. Let's go on a diet, and I fail, and it, makes things worse. So at that time, I decided, wow, let's start a qualification in nutrition, in
Yeah.
weight management. And I'm completely grateful for this opportunity, to be honest, because it's completely transformed me as a woman, as a mom. Like I lost weight in a healthy way. I shifted my mindset. I overcame my limiting beliefs about myself. My body image was completely devastated, completely ruined.
Yeah.
I overcame all of these. So it's kind of psychological issues. It's not just the body and the
Yeah.
scale and the weight. And from this point, I decided, okay, let's raise awareness to women that whenever you think of dieting, you are
Mhm.
actually making things worse.
Okay.
Dieting is not helping you. It will make things worse. It will put you in more devastation, more depression, and it will ruin your body image and your uh, self belief about
Yeah.
yourself.
So basically, the goal itself, like losing, getting into diet, is not right goal to set, right? You have to like a different way around. So, what actually you focused on?
Actually, I focus mainly about shifting the mindset and
Mm.
limiting beliefs, overcoming limiting beliefs. Because
Yeah.
once you do this, you are on the right track. Even if you are taking a year to achieve your ideal body, but
Yeah.
still you are on the right track. There is no coming back. You are just grateful for your health. You
Yeah.
love your body. You are treating your body and your mind with respect.
Mm.
So you are mindful anyway, even if it's taking a couple of months, a couple of years, but you are on the right track. At least you are not, ruining your mindset,
Yeah.
you are not putting yourself into anxiety and depression and emotional eating. So healing yourself more.
Mm. Yeah, so basically, rather than focusing on a diet, just focus on choices we're making day to day life, right? Like what we're actually eating day to day, rather than saying, I want to diet. And then you have
Yes.
like a cheat day and you eating like an extra 5,000 calories. And then when you're weighting your scale after a week, you see like instead of losing weight, you gained another 1 kg or half a pound. And then you demotivated and you feel like, oh, just leave that on the side and we're not going to do that like dieting anymore. So yeah, I did the same thing. Like I became so many times in my life like overweight. Age 10 I was overweight. Age 15 I was overweight. Even though I was age 24, I was really really overweight. From 67 kg to I went to 97 30 kg within like 3 months time. uh,
Mm.
yeah, I was in the proper illnesses. So because of my immune system, it doesn't work properly, so it's fluctuate from 1 stone, 2 stone, sometimes 3 stone goes beyond that. So my diet, even though in the same place, but I have to adjust it with some activities I
Mm.
need to do. So yeah, it's a mindset things. Like if I gave up, then obviously I wouldn't be in like 5 times where I'm right now. And
Yes.
yeah, you can't really stop that. So yeah, let's talk about like how did you come up with the, like starting them couple of businesses in a two different industry, I'll say. Like how did you come up with the idea?
When I started to say to like to decided to raise awareness in
Yeah.
the community and reaching out to women, like please stop dieting, and raising awareness about the immediate social media and how it affects your mindset and limiting beliefs more.
Yeah.
So I started to say, let's do it in a very professional way. So let's
Mm,
start a business. And I have no idea, no experience. Even my friends and family, I have no one in my family or friends
yeah.
who is having his or her business. So I just started looking for communities, business coaches to build a very professional and solid foundation because I want women when they come um, to me and say, coach me, I want to get out of this emotional eating and dieting cycle.
Mm,
I don't want her, this is a common thing in the business, to be a returning client. No, I want her to be empowered enough that's it. She
yeah.
is on the right track and she is equipped and she knows how to, like, as if you are helping a baby to walk. That's it. The baby is walking, so he
Yeah.
doesn't need your help anymore. So it's a kind of ethical mindset,
Mm,
so I started the first business, Rashaka, and then my son got into depression, so I had to focus on him. And at the same time, because I was in depression from age maybe 16, 15, with emotional eating, so
yeah.
I finally found my healing time, or this is my passion. I
Yeah.
didn't want to quit my business, so I decided to pivot. So instead of having a physical practice, let's have an online practice.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, COVID started, and I started like having my own platform. And because I coach only women,
Yeah.
other their husbands and their kids come to me as well, and they ask me, exactly like you, the same. We are all in the same, challenge, facing the
Mm,
same challenges. But I had built this business for women, so I decided to build a new business and called Reviving Corporates, because most men are into the 9 to 5
yeah.
jobs, and still they have this limiting beliefs, body image the same, and they are facing, of course, physical challenges because of their mindset. So I decided to go there and transform the whole corporate world and transform the organization from inside out, and speak to people and raise awareness about their own wellness.
Yeah.
And not raise awareness, just give them practical tips. Just do this and you will have a good night's sleep. When you have a good night's sleep, you will wake up fresh and motivated. Do this to come to work and you will be like firing up your metabolism all day long.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. So it's a holistic approach as well. So that's why I built the other business, which is Reviving Corporates. It's focused on wellness, but
Yeah.
basically for everyone, men and women.
Yeah. That's great. And how are you managing? Like you have like a children as well, and like managing two couple of businesses. It's not like easy things to do. So how are you managing your time and mental being as well?
First of all, my mental well-being is my first priority, because from my background and my own
Yeah.
struggles, I really appreciate my own serene time. I call it
Hmm.
serene time or serene mind. So it's my first priority ever. And this what made me actually a better mom, because before I wasn't a very good mom. I was yelling,
Yeah.
nervous, anxious. Now I'm way better. I'm way friendly more with
Mm.
my kids, because I have two teenagers, one 18, 16, and 8. So
Okay.
I have to be present in a friendly way with them. So what I'm really grateful for, that when my son got into depression 5 years ago, when I decided to build an online practice and online platform,
Hmm.
I said, this is the ultimate freedom that I have, that I can manage my business at home
Yeah.
while taking care of my kids. And since then I appreciate really this opportunity. Like I'm really
Mm.
grateful for it. So even now I'm talking to you in Egypt, right?
Yeah.
So when my husband decided to come back to Egypt and I had to take care of my mom, I took my laptop and still managing my business, still
Yeah.
talking to my clients, still talking to my team, and I'm really grateful for, we decide maybe we will go back to Australia in a couple of months. So still my laptop with me, I'm going there,
Yeah.
so
It gives you
I'm
freedom,
really,
isn't it?
really, yeah, it's like the ultimate gift that I have in my life, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Let's talk about depression. I know it's a severe thing, and people don't actually like to talk about it because they don't want to say I'm a victim of like a depression. They're like, I'm fine and ignore it, especially in a man. A woman, they tend to be talk to someone, probably their friends, families, or talking to the husband. But you've probably seen in your husband as well, because guy goes that thing like they don't want to share everything, even though they upset, something is wrong, they don't want to share it. They're dealing with, try to deal with themselves, and it's actually really, really harming themselves rather than doing something good for them. So what do you actually did when you was in a depression and your son was in a depression? What was the steps you took in order to get out of depressions?
First, like, if you are aware, because sometimes when I was in depression in my 20s, I
Hmm.
really wasn't aware that this is depression, you
Okay.
know.
Yeah.
And the society, the community around me didn't tell me that, May, this is a sign of your emotional eating is not sign of you are addicted to food,
Mm.
as the social media always tells you.
Yeah.
It's sign of another thing, all right? So maybe building the awareness first. Sometimes someone else is depressed. Like, for instance, my son was depressed.
Hmm.
So I knew it. He didn't know. He wasn't aware. So it was my time to start taking action,
Yeah.
talking to him, taking him to ask and seek help. In Australia, there were a lot of facilities and a lot of help out there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about different countries, but I'm sure that there is a psychologist, there is like social worker around you. You can ask for help.
Mm.
Just say, I am sick. Say, I'm not okay, but I'm not sure what is wrong with me. Just say
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? It doesn't hurt your masculine, you know, identity
Yeah.
whatsoever. Because when you are depressed, you are not only hurting yourself, you are hurting the people around you.
Yeah. So
And
true.
people around you really loves you, and they really care. They want you, because when I saw my son, I really hated seeing him like this. I know that he has a lot to experience
Mm.
through life. So this is what made me move. Let's go, let's talk.
Yeah.
I was a bit different because my son didn't show any kind of suicidal thoughts,
Hmm.
but sometimes it's a bit dangerous. So
Yeah.
if you know someone who is really resisting to go ask for help, please find a way to attract him, you know, to to seek help from a mental health professional.
Yeah.
And if I'm telling you, because I experienced this with my husband as well, and I experienced, even he was one of my inspiration to start reviving corporates, because he's a corporate guy
Mm.
forever, from since I don't know, and he really takes in. And when I was writing my marketing copies,
Yeah.
so I was like, can I take your opinion? Because you are my ideal client now. So can I just have your feedback? And it's like, okay. So when I read the marketing copy, he was like, you hurt me in the heart. I cannot tell you what I'm like, as if you are saying all of my, what is really I'm experiencing in my heart.
Yeah.
Like, so it's, it's okay to ask for help. I really want to say it in another words, powerful words, but seriously, you are a human being in the end of the day. You
Yeah.
don't have superpowers. So it's okay to ask for help and to have limiting beliefs.
Mm.
This is okay, as long as you are human, and you are
Yeah.
human. So please ask for help. This is for your own safety and your own, like, don't deserve you, don't disappoint yourself,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
right.
I totally I agree with you on that because like I've been through like a severe depression when I was age 14. Probably I lost both of my parents at the same time. like within the same year, 3 months time, and I didn't know how to react to it. And there was no like YouTube, there is no so psychologist or anyone or life coaches back then I knew of. And all of my family, my siblings, everyone was in the UK. So I was only left alone there. No cousin or
Mm,
no anyone like close to me. Few friends here there, but they're like my age as well. So they never dealt with the depression. They never dealt with the losses of losing their parents. So how they can tell me what to do or not to do? So luckily I had one of my sister. She's like kind of my life coach and everything. She was ringing me every single day, and that's why I got the mental support. But even then, I needed to get some medical help. I
mm,
asked for like antidepressant pills. I took sleeping pills because I couldn't sleep. And even then going through that, sometimes I felt really, really hopeless. I felt like suicidal. But we have like a belief system. Like I know you are Muslim and I'm Muslim myself. It is like forbidden for us to like commit a suicide or anything. So every time it comes to it, I bring in my religion into it and actually stopped me. And another thing really, really helped me during that time is like going to mosque. So those who's
mm,
believing, they can go to the church, go to their like temple, going to the mosque if you're a Muslim. So believe in like a god or superpower, you have to be. Otherwise, like who are you gonna have like hope for? You'll be like total
yes.
hopeless because the people are human and doctors, they can't solve the problem. They're probably gonna give the antidepressant pills. What's in the pill? It's just like putting you sleep. Your brain works really slow. So you can't do like normal activities. Like back then I taking antidepressant, then I literally couldn't memorize a single sentence. My brain was proper, like slow. I couldn't
Mm,
memorize a one single sentence because I was in year 10 in a school. And on the exam paper, I wrote it like I don't know answer any of them. All of them question paper because I was proper blank because of the medication. Realizing that's not helping you. That's not the solution for like getting out of the depression from the medication, taking a medication. You have to take full control of it, ask for help, and ask for help in the mentally, not like physically. I know physically you need like anti-depression medication for like a month or two, but after that, if you take it for years and years, then you killing yourself. And
yes.
yeah, I need to have like some kind of belief wherever you believe in a God, universe, and whatever it is. For us, like obviously God, without that we couldn't cope it.
Yes, yes,
And I
definitely.
hope like you agree with me that on the same thing.
Actually, it was my first, like, this is the only thing that I was going to, like, I was praying all the time. I was making
Yeah,
sujood all the time. I was crying in my sujood. I was
yeah,
just making dua. I had, of course,
yeah.
I'm taking action. But in the end of the day, sometimes it's really, even the pill doesn't do anything.
No, yeah.
Sometimes, because when we went through this, I learned a lot about other people who
Mm,
had to go through severe depression, and they had the pill and the pill didn't do anything. You know
yeah.
what I mean? So I was making dua all the time. I was making sujood all the time, crying. But I was talking to my son as well, because when you
Mm,
said belief, I was talking to my son, and I was like, Abdurrahman, I used to anchor him with what he used to love.
right.
And I was like, you play tennis really amazing, like Roger Federer, so you are the future.
Yeah.
So, because I was testing, is he's having any kind of mental
Mm,
suicidal thoughts? And he said, and he started to say, no, I really want to travel. I really want to go to visit Turkey and Russia. And I don't want to go to US a bit, but I want to go France. So he started to have some goals,
yeah.
like, so was like, okay, that's good. So we have to work with the
Mm,
therapist. Although he didn't have the energy to work with the therapist, and he wasn't really active with them, but still he had inside this positivity that I don't want to
yeah.
end it. I want to go out. I don't have the energy to go out. I don't know how, but at least I don't want to end my life. I want to get out of it.
Yeah.
So we started, but we had to go into medication. And another thing I want to say, don't like don't um, don't judge opportunities, because it might, some people, no, we're not taking antidepressant. Sometimes your physical chemical reactions
Yeah.
inside your brain needs a bit of
Yeah.
regulations, and this is done by medication. This is
Yeah.
not a bad thing, but it has to be done under a very professional
Yeah.
health professionals, because
Yeah. Also for a
they are
limited period of the time, but if you
yes,
depended on it, because a lot of people get dependent on like a sleeping pills and antidepressant, they take it as like a drugs. You know how drugs addict become dependent on the drugs. Same
exactly.
happens like with sleeping pills and also antidepressant medication, and which is not good for 1 month, 2 month, 3 months time, or probably prescribed to for like 6 months if you're very severe. Then other than that, you need to take out of it and find a way
Actually,
for to calm
it's
yourself.
like trying to avoid the extremes. Like,
Yeah.
don't say I'm not going for antidepressant because you
Yeah.
might need it, and don't say okay, I'm relying totally. No, just
Mm.
take it as a reason to get
Yeah.
out of your current state, and then you can use exercise,
Yeah.
eating well, having goals, working, traveling. This can really regulate all the dopamine in your mind. So
Yeah.
gradually, you can take this medicine out of your life, but I have to say it like 100 times, just under a professional medical,
Yeah.
like don't just decide to stop, or don't just decide to continue, or don't, you have to go
Mm.
under a professional, medical professional supervision.
Yeah. And also is the most important thing like depression happens when you something happened in the past and we blame ourselves or blame someone else. So when we actually take full responsibility ourselves and accept what consequences happened in the past, because you can't change the past anymore. So what you can do is just focus on the future and present moment. And even though in the future, if you stay too much in the future, then you have like anxiety and fear because you don't know the unknown. At the same time,
Yes.
what you can do is appreciate what you have in the current moment. So probably you lost your parents, probably you lost your job, business, your family got divorced or something. But what do you have right now? Probably you have great health. Probably you lost your health. Probably you have like a great spouse. You probably have a great family, friends. You're doing well in a business or career. So there is something you can find always to appreciate is the gratitude, which is like most important thing.
Yes.
How important do you think like a gratitude is for yourself?
Actually, gratitude is everything. I remember when my son was really into depression and he was hospitalized.
Mm,
And before, no, before he's hospitalized, he used to have panic attacks.
okay.
He used to come to me and he's really, really, he's panic attacked. So at that moment, I was like trying to calm him, try to take his hands and try to practice grounding and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I was really grateful at that time. I was like, instead of thinking, oh my God, he's 14, 15 years old, he should be going out, playing soccer, having fun, going to the beach, surfing, all of these kind of things. I was saying, Alhamdulillah, thank God, at least he's
Yeah.
with me. I'm seeing him. Instead of going into something the unknown, he might go into drugs or having a sexual relationship with someone, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least. So even at that very, very hard moment, dark moment, I still shifted my mindset. I said, that's completely fine. I'm grateful for this moment. He's with me. I'm taking care of him. He's with in my own hands. You know
Mm,
what I mean? So even this, what made me have the momentum to continue taking care of him. But
yeah.
instead of having this negative mindset of he's missing everything, he should be going out, blah 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 blah, I will be completely drained.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I will be into depression myself.
It's true.
So grateful, like being grateful for what you have. Even when I'm talking to clients who I coach,
Yeah.
they have this mindset of we are addicted to sugar, and I always say there is no addiction to sugar. Sugar is not an addicting kind of material,
Yeah.
food. So I was like, okay, if you want chocolate, instead of saying this is addiction, this is addiction, and you are really craving it
Hmm.
inside, get the chocolate and put it and be grateful for it. Be grateful for your own body. Practice gratitude
Hmm.
for only 30 seconds and just taste it.
Yeah.
You will take just one bar and you will be completely satisfied. You will not overeat, and in the same time will be grateful because some people really don't have sugar to eat, like they
Yeah.
didn't see sugar, they didn't see this kind of luxury. A chocolate, oh, this is a luxury. People in African countries, they are very, very poor. So even be grateful for this small gift, it will completely change how you deal with it.
Mm.
So chocolate, um, moment with your friends or family, these kind of things will completely change your life dramatically, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree with you. So yeah, May, we are coming to end of this podcast. I know we can have the conversation for hours because it's really close to us, the topic. So yeah, those who's listening, if anyone wants to learn more about you, your work, or like your business, where's the best place to find you?
I have a website. My official website is mayzaki.com. I'm on Instagram. Mainly, most of the time, they will see me active on LinkedIn more than Facebook and Instagram, but I'm there too. So, and my Reviving Corporates, it's the official website, revivingcorporates.com. So I'm everywhere.
Yeah, that's great. So yeah, I really appreciate you for your time and like yeah, having a discussion with you is so great. So I wish you best of luck and hope your moms get better soon and you can go back to Australia again. And yeah, until then, I wish you best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. And this was really, really nice conversation.
You're most welcome, and the pleasure was mine. Yeah, I really appreciate it. So that's a wrap, guys. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. So those who liked our conversation, if you want to reach out to me or learn more about our businesses or you want to work with her, just go reach out to her on mayzaki.com and also find her on a LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram. So yeah, I'll talk to you in the next episode. Take care.